This is the Music Storm podcast where we discuss music from so many angles, from artists, producers to listeners, but with the main interest with the music industry as a whole. Today we got MikeMeUp. How you doing, Mike?
Doing good, Mikey. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. So what brings you on for today, sir?
So for those that don't know, Mikey and I are pretty good friends.
Hmm.
But him and I have one thing in common, and it's that we always have had a dedication to music, always.
Oh yeah.
I mostly do like radio stuff. This is the background I'm using right now is actually like the little studio at my university, and it's a great time. I'm a student DJ. I'm looking forward to doing broadcasting in the future, but for now, I'm just a listener. I want to start making music production. I'm studying. Why am I blanking? I'm studying media arts right now. So like the blanket term is. But more specifically, I want to get into audio engineering and start learning how to produce and stuff. It's fun.
Oh yeah. Well, what got you into like DJ as a whole in the first place, though?
Okay, so freshman year, one of my best friends, her name's Rachel. She joined the radio station at the university, and I always made fun of her for it. And I never did it until my sophomore year. But she would talk about how much she loves it and enjoys the atmosphere, and it's great. Now I know that, but I'd make fun of her for it. Being a disc jockey, who calls it that anymore? I'm like, so I get there, my sophomore year, and I say, I know all these people, because she would just make me hang out with all these people because she's my friend. She's like, oh, I want to meet this person. I knew everyone. They all knew me. I liked music. I didn't know how much I liked it. I guess I like it a lot more than I thought. And I decided to give it a shot, and it's probably the best decision I've made. So throughout college, I was a rower. So freshman year, I took up rowing.
What's a rower?
I was a rowing, like I was on the crew team here.
Oh, so you actually like row a boat?
Yeah, on boats and stuff. Yeah, there was like 8 of us. Yeah, and a coxswain, which is like a small person that we have steer the boat and stuff. But yeah, like we had this girl was like, no joke, she's probably like 4'9".
4'9"? Jeez.
She weighed like 90 pounds soaking wet. We had to put sand. This is okay, really quick, and then we'll convert back over to music. But we had to put sandbags in because she didn't weigh enough. It was too much of a advantage having her steer the boat. Yeah, Jeez. We had to put sandbags in the front of the boat. But anyways, I picked up. I remember I'd have. So when I first started, I would pick up shifts at the station. I'd have like really bad shifts because I joined in the middle of the first semester of my sophomore year, and all these people had essentially they joined prior to me, so they had first choice in the slots. That's how we worked. So we had seniority.
Yeah, seniority. Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. But
it's all good.
Anyways, I picked up the slot and I was having fun with it, and I had a couple of friends join, and I started finding new bands and stuff that weren't just like Pink Floyd.
Well, Pink Floyd's pretty alright though, right?
I love Pink Floyd. I recently got this shirt, so I had to like music right?
It's fine. Yeah.
But I love alt rock, and I never knew that. So something that we did at the station is we're an indie station. So anything that was in top 100 or like, I think we set it as top 40 ever. We never can play on air.
Jesus.
Never.
Why?
So that was our rules.
Oh, that's a good rule.
So we wanted to, because for us, we wanted to bring music that no one heard to people. So that's what we did. So we'd listen. So we'd give them something they're more familiar with, and then we'd show them an artist similar or another song by the same artist that they'd like.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what we did. I remember when I first took my test to get on air. Oh my god, I was so fucking nervous. So nervous. We couldn't curse on air unless it was after. I'm blanking on the terms. It's been a while. It's been like a year or so.
Oh yeah.
But essentially, there's terms where your music can't have any audio. And I remember, so this little thing right there, right here. There's a button you click, and it's a dump button. So anytime someone cursed on air, you have to dump, or if your song. So I remember my most like fun time on air was when I'd play a song with a curse word, and there's also like there's a dump button which would get rid of 8 seconds, or so if you miss a curse, that's what you do, and it get rid of the last 8 seconds prior. Or
that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Or you'd have a little like beep, which literally like when you hold it down is when it goes. So I get so good at timing it. So it's sometimes it's like when you didn't hear the song as many times, you weren't familiar with it, and
Mm.
it was a curse word, and I pull up the lyrics on the monitor right there, and I'd also have my laptop set up on the side, and we'd use the board right there to
Oh
like
yeah,
mix it essentially.
that's cool.
It was fun. So I don't know where I'm going with
That's
this.
fine. Just rambling about
Uh,
DJing.
Yeah, I love it. Trying to think. So another thing is a good friend of mine freshman year. He
Hmm.
was a DJ at the station, and he invited me on. We were doing a podcast for a bit, and it was really fun and it was really funny. But I curse a lot. But oh my god, so essentially, this is probably the funniest story at the station. And I tell this to people like the DJs because they're like, oh my god.
Mm.
So he was sitting right there in that chair. He's like me and him are talking. I'm probably sitting this in this chair, like right here.
Yeah.
And essentially we're just talking back and forth. We're talking about politics, we're talking about life events, we're talking about everything.
Right.
And it's super interesting and people were enjoying it. And all of a sudden we start talking and like I'm talking to my friend. So I'm talking on air like I'm talking to my friend and I start cursing. So at
Oh.
one point, I dropped the F bomb, and he's like, "Oh man," and he went over to dump it, and he dumped it,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Oh, I can't say that," and then he had to dump it again, and then he had to dump it again, and I'm just gonna shut up, and he started, me and him were just hysterically laughing, and he's like, "Dump, dump, dump," and he delivered like 40 seconds of the audio.
Jesus, man. Wow.
Oh.
Damn.
I didn't know. I hadn't been trained to go on air, and we did it, and everything was fine. But
I'm like going into like radio and that. I've done schooling for radio and that, but we've never learned any kind of like dumping or that at all. I don't know why.
It's
but,
really simple.
Yeah.
So we're a publicly funded station, which
Mhm.
is why we are so like we have to play like advertisements, like so it's really
Okay.
fun.
It's
Yeah,
actually
we
like
play.
okay.
So we play like nothing like you don't get like a like progressive advertisement, but you'll get like a Smokey the Bear advertisement.
Smokey the
Yeah,
Bear.
we're a publicly funded station, so like any PSA we have.
Oh
to
yeah,
do.
you got PSA?
So we'll play like a minute or 30 seconds of PSAs in
Mhm.
between every cup. Like we'll do it every like I think we have to do it once an hour.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the station rules exactly, but it's funny as hell. Some of them are so funny.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of the greatest PSAs that we had at the station.
Dude. I had PSAs at my college station too, and it's so like funny about the PSAs. I forgot
They're so
one.
cringy.
I know,
So
right?
great. We had our favorites. I'm blanking. There was like an American Dad one.
There was a dad one? What?
No, like the show American Dad.
Yeah,
like
no, American Dad.
Yeah. It was fun, but
We had a funeral home one. That was pretty funny. Yeah, we had a funeral home. I forgot what the saying was, but there was a couple funeral home ones, and we were like, "What is this?"
It was probably like life insurance.
Yeah, there was some life insurance ones as well.
Yeah, we had some ones about like oh my god, we had one about AIDS. Like this some
What?
of them. Yeah, no. I think it was like Michael B. Jordan comes on, he starts talking about it. I don't even remember. I just remember someone just screaming the word AIDS, and we all thought it was funny, I guess, and we played that one. Smokey the Bear was always good. He's always like talking about wildfires. You know Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, I know
right?
Smokey the Bear. There's always commercials in Canadian TV of Smokey the Bear.
Okay, he probably originated from there,
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Montana, if it was American.
Montana, yes.
Montana.
I had a friend from Montana growing up.
Really?
Yeah, he I met him through Twitch actually.
Oh, that's cool.
His name's Tyler. He's a pretty cool kid.
Tyler the Creator. I'm kidding.
my high school actually. I don't know if you know this, but there's a pretty famous rapper named Joey Badass, and he went to my high school.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's there's a song called Devastated that everyone knows, and if you hear it, you'll be like, okay, I've heard this before.
Okay.
But he's talented, like super talented.
Yeah, we have.
I met him once.
Oh,
he
really?
held the door for me.
Yo,
like, oh, shit.
You got a door open from the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, my high school was like a performing arts high school. It was pretty dope.
Okay, that is dope.
it was really cool, but it was like it was so big. Like imagine like I don't know. There was probably like I can look up the population, but I mean, let's
Mm,
just say it was like 3 or 4 thousand kids
okay.
in the school. It was
That many?
crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was only like 1,000 or maybe 800 for high school. It was pretty smaller.
No,
But
my graduating class had to be like I think 1,000 kids or
really?
1,200 kids, something like that. Yeah, it was giant.
What? Yeah, mine was only like 100, if that.
It's a big school. Yeah, like so they opened up I think it was my junior year, they opened up a giant, I mean they have stuff throughout the school, but
Mhm.
like brand new like recording booth and stuff.
Ooh.
Um and Alicia Keys came and like gave a private concert for the opening and stuff. It
Like
was really
legit Alicia Keys?
mhm.
What?
It was sick.
Bro.
It was sick. Yeah.
Did you get to meet
Like
Alicia Keys?
no, because it
Aw.
was but I saw her. Like I didn't
Mm,
meet her. Like I
that's
wasn't
good.
like, oh my god. But but yeah. Predominantly the music I listen to, which is what I would to
Mhm.
bring this back full circle. I would say alt rock, but alt rock is so broad. I like pop punk kind of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Like
Um
Paramore and that?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Paramore's all right. Yeah, Paramore's pretty fun. I love classic rock.
Oh, yeah.
Um I can always get down to some like Billy Joel.
Billy Joel's great.
Yeah, I freaking love him. But I like rap, like
Mm,
big in R&B. Honestly, like some stuff that has like some. It's weird. I realized this probably like about a year ago. I really
mhm.
like the sound of gospel. So I'm not very like religious, but like gospel music, it hits different.
Yeah,
Like
I get you.
so like I'm not sure if you know who this is, but like Kirk Franklin, like he makes very
I've
like
heard the name.
yeah,
I
so
don't
he
know.
makes like very, very, very like religious music, but like
Mhm.
super good. Um, I'm trying to think like my favorite song by him.
I should get him on. Then he'll be like, oh, shoot.
Kirk Franklin's a cool
He's
guy.
cool.
He's humble. He's a really good guy. But like so I like Chance, obviously, like Chance the
Oh, Chance
Rapper.
the Rapper, yeah.
Um,
Are you an NFM?
am I in a?
NF?
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was someone recommended me with Chance originally when I started
Mm,
listening to Chance, and I'm blanking on his name. It's not important, but
all good.
Chance is probably one of my favorite rappers. But
That's cool.
I also like Kendrick, and I like
Mm.
all artists like that. I'm trying to think. Let me look. So
Well,
did you look at your like Spotify rap thing?
oh, what Spotify rap? I didn't get a Spotify rap. Oh, I thought you meant like actual rap, but like there's
No, no,
rap.
no, no, no. Like rap, like a present. Like at the end of the year, you
Yeah,
go to
all
the okay.
the yeah, yeah. Let me see
I'm
what
gonna
I
look
had.
at mine
I forgot
if
what
I
I
can.
had. Like, of course, what was like some of your influences to try and get you into like the DJing, the radio kind of aspect? What got you into it, basically?
Um, my friends,
Your
honestly,
friends, okay.
it's that simple. So, I would if I would have never joined the station if my friend Rachel never told me about it. I wouldn't have heard of it. I mean, there was stuff on campus. There was like tons of stuff on campus, and I ended up being friends with like a ton of DJs.
That's great.
By coincidence, though.
Huh.
But I would have never I would have never joined the station if it wasn't for Rachel. But
Yeah.
and from there, I actually saw her this weekend.
Hmm.
It was funny. We were talking about this, and I was telling her like, oh, I'm pursuing like music in the long run. It's funny. So she does the same thing. She was actually the general manager of the station. She ended up doing that our senior
Dude, you
year.
should get into that,
I
Talk to
no,
her?
I will.
Okay.
I will, trust
Okay.
me. Uh, right now I'm staying home because I don't want to
Mm,
go back up there around thousands of kids. So I'm just doing online classes at my community college right now. But
that's good.
I will go back and rule that place.
Just rule it. Just be the boss and everything.
So yeah, I mean it sucks though because Rona kind of took over
Oh yeah.
her time at the station.
Mm,
So we it's fun. So we do a ton of stuff with like indie bands up here. Like
mm,
we bring people on for interviews. We have in studios. So the room that's over there essentially has like a ton of sound equipment, and we essentially lock down that room. We have people on the outsides and the windows and stuff if you want, if you're a DJ.
mm.
And we have in studios and stuff. And there was a ton of local bands and some bigger ones. I'm blanking on this one band, but they did it in studio and they blew up like
It blew
recently.
up.
I'm blanking on it though.
That's fine. Do you know like their popular songs at all or anything or
I
not?
don't remember.
Damn.
I just remember it was like alt rock.
All
And
right. Hmm.
hold on, wait. I remember one of their.
You want ooh,
I
questionable?
remember one of their songs.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So I'm gonna. Okay, I mean, so I'm trying to find their most popular song. Like you probably don't know them, but if you listen to like alt rock and stuff, um, so the band's called Prince Daddy and the Hyenas.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're really talented, and if you
Okay.
don't know them, I recommend you listen to them. Um,
Oh yeah.
and there's this, and they did an in studio with us, and they did an interview with one of our DJs, and it was really cool.
That's cool. Is it like easy to get into, you think, for like new people for like radio and
Definitely.
music DJ? Really?
So we're a club on campus. So we take literally anyone. So as long as you take the steps, we make people sit down with other DJs. We we make them do like in studio testing before we even are to allow them on air.
Okay.
So we make them take a test. So they have to learn everything with the board. They have to learn all the station rules. They have to. So the other thing about this is so you're gonna see there's like all these like CDs and stuff up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So that's our rotation. So we get sent like DVDs. I'm sorry, not CDs.
DVDs.
Oh I'm tired, man.
All good, man.
We get sent DVDs, CDs.
CDs.
Oh my god, I started.
That's great. That's great.
We get sent CDs by like
Yeah.
bands and stuff to
For
essentially
promos
play.
and everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we say these people take the time out of their day. So we try to say like at least a third of the stuff they play. Sorry, a third of the stuff that we play on stream has to be from rotation. So
Oh, okay. From up there, right?
yeah. So usually, so we'll either plug it in. We do most of the rotation. Essentially, we get those CDs, but it's so much easier to do everything online now.
Yeah.
So we do most of that through there, but during testing and stuff, you have to know how to work these two. So you have to know how to work the little CD.
And also the
players and
thing to
sections.
censor people, right? That thing too.
Yeah, so that thing is there too. We have to know how to we have to know how long each thing is. We get tested on everything.
Damn.
So you can't see it behind this chair, but we also have vinyls. We have
Yo,
I didn't
vinyls?
we have a
What?
whole room of vinyl.
Room.
A room full, like shelving, like full of vinyl.
Jeez.
Like it's probably worth like a lot of fucking money, like an insane amount of money.
I know a few people that love vinyls actually, and like my community that savors them. I savor like tons of CDs actually, so it's like hell yeah.
I'm like that with vinyl. I'm trying to start a collection, but yeah, I recently bought a vinyl. I
don't have a player, so that's why I don't collect vinyls.
I don't have one either, but my sister does, so I just yoink hers when I want to listen to it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like if Rona wasn't happening right now, my community college actually has a radio station as well. So I'm gonna get involved with that once I can get on campus safely and once they open.
That's good.
It's this weird situation. I was gonna say I was gonna start shifting the conversation away from music, but let's keep it on track of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about like touring DJ? Have you thought about that at all?
Like touring?
Yeah, touring. I don't know.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. Okay.
So as much as I would love to do that, and one day I will, I'd rather work at like a radio station. So like recently I've looked at like a ton of internships through like big radio stations such as like Duran Duran.
Oh yeah.
Like some big stuff because I'm in New York City, but the problem is Rona, and it's kind of a weird time to make this like career change for me. So it's like it's a very weird time. But I'm hopeful. I have the rest of my life to dedicate towards music. I'm still actively trying to pursue it, and I'm not giving up on it just because Rona is a thing. I'm just trying to continue building that resume.
That's a good thing. Like I know like there's so many like people like for myself I even think, oh, I'm not gonna get far with like my radio career or like music career or anything with this kind of industry and that. But like how's like the like smaller stations in like New York? Is that good, bad over there?
They're fun. I've done a couple tours of some stations here.
Hmm.
I mean, this is just literally like a college station. This is like the most. I mean, I think we were. I think we had like I think our 50th anniversary,
Oh, jeez. Hmm.
like the year before I joined. So like they've probably been around like 52, 53 years, something like that.
That's great.
I had to memorize that for the test to get in, but I don't fucking remember it now.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, so the smaller stations are well funded. We really love radio here. It's a dying breed, but at the same time, people don't like living without it. Um, people don't like if advertisements weren't a thing, people don't like living. They'd much rather have playlists or songs curated for them instead of doing it themselves.
Right.
That's the one thing I've realized.
Hmm.
Um, People want the easiest, least annoying entertainment possible.
Like, what do you mean by annoying?
So people don't like hearing ads.
Oh, okay.
People
Yeah.
don't want to. If I'm listening to music on the radio and I can just plug in Bluetooth and I can listen to my playlist with my
Hmm.
Spotify Premium, why would I do that?
Exactly.
Like, so the thing is
Well,
you
there's
gotta real
Octane, right? There's that
yeah.
now. It,
So there's back and forth on it. So it's
mhm.
annoying to the consumer because the consumer wants the most for the least.
Yeah.
They want to say, well, my time is worth something. But then there's also old fashioned people who just want to listen to classic rock and they don't know how to work their
Don't
iPhone.
your
And
iPhone or anything.
that's my dad. He goes into my car, he drives it, and I have my Bluetooth set up, but he completely changes the channel and he goes to 104.3 in New York City is a classic rock station. It's a
Oh
really
yeah.
good classic rock station. I enjoy it very much.
Hmm.
Just I don't like. I'd much rather just put on what music I want.
Yeah.
Put a playlist on.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. We have that here in what is it? 94.7 The Drive, I think, here in
okay.
Winnipeg, and it's like classic rock. Also, we got like 99.9 Bob, which is like 80s, 90s, and whatever in that. So it's nice.
So I'd say my favorite station right now
Hmm.
is I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago. I don't know whether they were bought out or completely rebranded. Um, but they were like a let's play. So my whole life, 92.3 in New York City
Hmm.
was like a how do I explain? Um, it was like a let's play the classics. Like
Okay.
not sorry, not classics, not classics. Like let's
Classic.
play what's popular right now.
Oh, yeah. That's what is it? Top 40, right?
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
just play whatever's in the top 40 and just continuously put it on blast. Like
Right.
you would turn on the station whatever on your drive somewhere, you turn it off, you come back an hour later and they're playing the same song.
Yeah, that is top 40. Yeah.
So it would be annoying and you'd listen to like the same Justin Bieber song, or you'd listen to the same whatever song
Yeah.
over and over again. And they rebranded completely. So now they
Ooh,
do their alternative station.
that's nice.
Alt
That's very,
rock
very nice.
completely.
That's cool. Like, we don't have any alternative stations here in, like, Canada. Like, we used to. That's what my teacher
I,
told us. We
yep.
used to. And then they closed down or whatever. And I'm like,
So
no, why?
in the 90s, alt in the early 2000s, like very early
Yeah, it was
2000s,
early
alt was
2000s.
like the cool thing. Like
Hmm.
everyone loved it, and people wanted to listen to rap, and people wanted to listen to pop, and they kind of put alternative rock on the wayside. Now, what I will say is this: with bands, I mean, you can bring up like a million bands. I mean, listen to Post Malone's music, and that's all. It really is. It's not rap anymore. He
Really?
just some of it
Yeah. So,
like Rockstar, like
that's kind
stuff
of
like
like
that.
hip hop, but also, like, a little bit of alt. A little
So
bit.
the thing is alt is so wide of a category, especially now,
Yeah.
that you can anything with the guitar riff is now considered alt rock.
Really?
Anything
Hmm.
it can be.
Yeah, true.
It's how wide of a category it is. So alternative, it is the most like hodgepodge, like freaking let's bring everything of all freaking genres together. I'm trying to think. But what was I gonna say before that? I'm
I don't
blanking.
know. You talk about
Um
Post Malone and that.
oh, I mean, that's just one example. I mean, Billie Eilish is alt.
Yeah, she's like pop alt. She's not
Yeah.
like dark pop though. I know dark pop is like
Yeah, it's
very dark.
different.
It's weird.
But
Yeah.
but no, she's like alt. So
Yeah.
it's it's weird to think that like the mainstream is starting to accept this again.
Mhm.
I would say someone like Panic at the Disco originally was like alternative rock, and now they're more poppy, which is
Yeah.
fun though. I mean, like I love it.
Are you into like
Brendan,
pop rock then?
yeah, I love it. I
Really?
love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Like I'm not into pop rock that much. It's like it's really the same route as pop at this point, and it's just
That's
like
fair.
yeah.
So it's definitely not my favorite, but it's definitely up there for me. It's not like I won't listen to it. Like for
Yeah.
example, I think Brandon Urie is so talented that he can perform
Right.
almost anything, and I'd probably eat it up.
I
Like
love Brandon Urie. He's
so,
great.
so he made a song with Little Dicky, and it's probably one of my favorite songs. It's called, I think, Molly.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of
It's a
Molly.
so I'm not sure if you ever heard Little Dicky.
I've heard the name.
So Little Dicky's a dude that did Freaky Friday.
Oh, you did Freaky Friday?
Yeah,
Yo.
like the not the movie, like the song.
Yeah, I know the
Yeah,
song.
with Chris Brown. Okay.
Yeah, Chris Brown.
And he's very funny, and he's like a funny time rapper, but he's also like extremely talented. Like he can make jokes and stuff, and he can crack up, but he can also like go in, and like he's super talented. He's like this white Jewish kid, but like he can actually rap. But in this song, like Brandon Urie and him made a very serious song, and it's called Molly, and I think it's to like dedicated to like Lil Dicky's like first love,
Oh,
and
geez.
it's super deep, and it's like actually really good. Yeah, it's really good. Brandon Urie is extremely talented in it. Like anything he's in. I was gonna say I'm also into like musicals and stuff. Like I'm into like the amount of stuff I like is all over the place.
Hell yeah. Like that's the same thing with me. That's why I love talking to you about like music, Mike, because like I enjoy everything. Like to pop, to rap, to a little bit of country, to a little bit of jazz. Like I'm into everything.
I'm not gonna lie, country's a lot better than people let on to.
And
But
okay.
there's some good country songs, okay?
Okay.
What's that one that I get down to? There's a song called Country Fried, I think that's what it's called.
Oh, I heard that one.
Like
My
the chicken
sister's
fried or
in,
something
yeah,
like that.
my sister's into country, so I hear about country all the time. So
You from Alberta? That's what I was
no, she's not from Alberta. We're from Winnipeg, dude.
I know. But like,
Alberta,
is it your guys' country like Berta?
Well, basically Manitoba, Alberta, and Saskatchewan's basically country. The country regions, essentially. And then like
I've heard a lot about Berta boys.
Berta boys? What's Berta boys? Oh no.
I don't know. It's like the boys of like Alberta.
Oh no. That is bad. That's bad. Oh no. But like okay. Let's go into like the idea of the music industry for yourself. Like what do you think about it in general?
That's a tough question.
Well, yeah.
We're at a crossroads right now. Different than I'd say it's been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken a lot of power away from the creators of music, and we've given a lot of power back to the people who are, I guess, own the labels. We've given a lot of power back to the labels. I think when certain artists say I don't want to be signed to a label and they make their own label or they go independent, it says a lot. I think I'd much rather trust someone who's in the industry with me.
Who's independent or in a label?
Oh, so sorry. I would rather trust a label, like essentially independent or someone who's made their own label to sign me than I would signing with MGM. Any of the big labels. Like I wouldn't want to. I'm blanking on who. There was this one artist and he makes good music and I'm blanking on it, but he completely quit music. He until his contract's out. He doesn't want to make music.
Oh jeez. I don't know.
I don't blame him. He's owned by a label and he just said, I'm out of here. Like I hate dealing with you guys. You guys, everything I bring to you, you don't want to let me put out, and you put on my
there was one artist like recently which I was so surprised about, and they were under a label because they were in a show. Mm-hmm. And this was Victoria Justice. She was under a label, I think, back when because of her shows and everything. Mm-hmm. Now she's independent. So I'm like, oh, shoot, this is kind of cool.
That is interesting.
It's very interesting, to say the least. Like, most of these artists now, even 1,000 Foot Crunch, they were on a label for so many years, and then they went independent. So it's like, what are these labels doing to make these artists leave them, you know?
They think in some cases it's it's to the point where they think that they know what's best for the artist,
Yeah.
and they look at the marketability of the artist, and they look at you have a younger fan base, so we don't want you to say these things,
Right. Yeah.
or vice versa. Like, I'll give you a perfect example of someone who's signed with a label but who's still incredibly talented. You've heard of Rex Orange County, right?
No. I know I'm awful. I haven't.
Oh no, you're fine. I'll give you some stuff. Rex Orange County is like super popular.
Okay.
Very very popular.
Okay.
But Rex Orange County's super talented. Like one of the best. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at one of the playlists I've made. You know, like Hobo Johnson, right?
No.
No, Hobo
No.
Johnson's funny. Hobo Johnson's funny.
Okay.
Also the artist I was thinking of before was Oliver Tree.
I've heard that name.
Yeah,
Heard
so
Oliver.
Oliver Tree, he came up with an album. He's been on like podcasts and stuff. So he's been on like the H3 podcast, which is maybe
Oh,
why
really?
you've heard of Oliver Tree.
Nice.
Yeah, he came up with an album this year, and it's called Ugly is Beautiful, and it's so good. It's such a good album.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at Hobo Johnson's albums. I'm just looking at all the stuff I listen to.
Yeah, like
Hobo. Sorry, I was gonna say that Hobo Johnson's just funny, and he makes really good music. There's this song called Subaru Crosstrek XV, and the whole song is just so good. But
something.
I'm trying to think who I listen to that you would know.
I know a lot of artists, Mike, like in the popular scene though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been listening to the Wallows a lot.
Yeah, Wallows I love.
Young the Giant is cool.
Young Giant's alright.
Yeah. I'm looking. Dayglow. I'm not sure if you know Dayglow, but they're talented.
No. Is it
the Pops?
What?
The Palms, like
no,
like
I don't
palm
know.
tree.
I don't know the Palms.
Okay, they're talented. Anyways, what were you gonna ask me?
I was gonna ask, like, is it good or bad for like new artists to get like into a label at all? Or vice artists? Yeah.
I think it depends which label. I think it depends who they're signing with. I think it's that simple. There's some labels that are looking out for your best interest, and there's some labels that are looking out for their best interest. At the end of the day, some of these labels just will sign you so no one else can have you.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
They
true. Think, wow, you're really talented. We don't want anyone else to have you. You're competition to our guy. So guess what? Well, it's true.
Yeah, it is true. Like, there's a lot of labels. Like, do you know any, like, a couple labels at all or no?
Yeah, I know some.
Like, I know, what is it? There's a couple I've heard actually, like, decently good. Like, I've heard a lot of people talk a lot about Atlantic. Have you heard of Atlantic Records?
Yeah, so Sony and UMG, I'm looking up all these labels now because like I'm blanking on them while we're talking about them, but of course I know them.
Yeah.
The biggest problem I have with these labels is I mean everything that's happening with the copyright stuff. I mean, look at this stuff with Spotify where these artists aren't getting paid at all.
Right?
Like, it's hard.
And DMCA, like with Twitch streamers, YouTube, it's kind of like, what are these like labels doing? Like, I just recently, this is what really like kind of cool with me, that I just watched like this streamer or artist. If you know Against the Current, I don't know if you know Against the Current at all. No, okay. So they're like kind of like pop rock, but also alt rock in a sense, and that. But the lead singer Chrissy just recently is on Twitch, and that she went on a whole entire rant about kind of like the music industry and label in a sense, because like the artists and like a couple of her friends said, hey, can we use your brand new track that just released on like our Twitch channel? But she can't because she doesn't have the rights, the label does. So it's like,
how crazy is that?
Yeah,
imagine. I was gonna say that specifically. Well, not that example, but I wasn't gonna bring up an example in specific. It's just, imagine you creating something and then someone else having the rights to it. Like, imagine you creating something. Like, for example, I think it was T-Pain. There was some other rapper that essentially said they had to go through his label and ask permission for streamers to play his music, and that just doesn't make sense to me. Why I say it's okay for other people to listen to my music and profit off of it, which it's not profiting off of it though. But that's a whole different argument. I think it's insane. I think we've given these companies way too much power, especially in the US. We've allowed them to lobby and make legislature on the stuff that is just lining their pockets.
Yeah.
And that's not in the best interest to the consumer or the people making the music. It's just in the best interest for them. But that's a whole different issue.
Yeah.
I can go on a rant about it, but
Dude.
it pisses me off, honestly, because it if I'm making music right now, I'm so discouraged. What's the point?
Yeah.
And the thing is we've kind of set it up. I'm blanking on what it was called, but essentially you can't, I mean, for the normal artist who's trying to gain traction, you can't make it without a label. So the thing is for the normal artist. So that's why like alternative ways for artists to blow up and like gain traction without needing a label is also great. But what I will say is that there's a major issue with the way things are getting run. The fact you need a label in order to make it in the industry because of the way they've set it up.
In a sense, not really anymore. Like, you could get popular off of like a YouTube video or like TikTok and that. Like,
You
you
could.
kind of get big now. That's how Little Nas got kind of big now.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But he still got signed though. That's the thing.
Because when you're that big, you'll get money.
Well, yeah,
Preferential treatment.
Yeah. But it's just a bad situation with the music industry and just how it's played out. Like, my only issue about like the DMCA stuff is like, yo, these labels say, yeah, we could release our song on like Twitch and that, but like still it could get copyright claimed on like YouTube and that. We don't know though. We don't really know at this point.
Imagine listening to a song or watching someone's video on a live stream and getting like copyright. Let's say you're playing a video game and you're listening to music in the background.
Yeah.
Since when is the music the entertainment of the stream? You're talking over the music. You might not even have it on full blast. You probably have it like a quarter of the way up, and it's just as background noise. And that's what's getting DMCA'd.
Yeah.
You can't. So my content's bad now because of what?
Dude, at this point, are we gonna DMCA like real life stuff? So, like, for instance, you have a webcam on. Can we DMCA you wearing glasses?
So,
at this point.
So here's the argument. The argument is saying you're making money off of my intellectual property because they own the rights to the music, and they're not wrong. They're wrong about us making money from it because no one's going and coming into my stream and saying, "Oh my God, I'm only here because you have such good music." But what people do hit me up about is, "Wow, your playlists are really good. I want to hear more of them," and that gets more eyes on those artists.
That's great.
Like it's just beneficial to artists. I'm not directly profiting off their music. Actually, it's quite the opposite. Them getting more streams on Spotify, on Apple Music, on whatever like platform they use is just profiting them.
Yeah.
I'm not going and saying, "Hey, give me money so I can listen to blank so and so artist."
Well, there's also like the playlists, like people like submit money to like playlist placements. And that's how people also get money.
That's true.
So it's a weird, like, that's a lot of like places are cracking down at that now because like that is kind of illegal, I think, right? In the music industry. I forgot what that is.
Yeah, I would say it is. I think it's circumstantial.
Yeah.
For example, if you're a nonprofit station, you definitely can't like that. You can't show preferential treatment to someone based on monetary value.
Yeah, let me just quickly give you a $5 bill and play my song at the
exactly. You can't do that.
Station. Yeah.
Now, if it's a station for profit, it might be different. I don't know the rules and regulations regarding that. I've only worked at nonprofit stations.
No, I think that is true with actual like profit stations and that.
I think it makes sense.
Because you advertise with them, right?
So what I will say is this. I think if a station were to do that, it would be because the thing is this: whether you're for profit or you're a nonprofit, whether you're government owned, whatever the case is, your goal is to make the best quality thing for a consumer.
Yeah.
You're trying to give them the best music. So if someone's going to offer you the same thing with like a YouTube sponsorship, if you go and put out a really bad game, mobile game, let's say Raid Shadow Legends, sponsored by Raid. Sorry,
no.
If you're trying to, no Raid sponsorships over here. But if you're trying to do that just because they offer you a ton of money and you're not thinking about your audience and the responsibility you have to them to give them a decent product or game, it's unfair. I think it's immoral. I genuinely think that. I think I think as someone who speaks on a microphone to people, you have a responsibility to those people to give them the best product or the best songs or the best, like,
Advertisement,
yeah,
everything in general.
everything. I
Everything.
agree.
Because you're the listener, you're the person that's listening to the radio, and you want to
Exactly.
get that content out of it. You're basically listening to music every single day of your life, at least one song,
Exactly.
or even the radio in general, unless you're just some weirdo that just turns off the radio in the car. I don't know.
I don't know how people can drive without music or even talk radio. There's some good
Yeah,
talk radio.
yeah. I'm in talk radio, and it's pretty all right.
How long have you been at your station specifically?
Well, for me specifically, for like my sports talk, has been a year and 4 months now. So it's been not like, I really wish I could get like full time with like something like in music or even in talk radio in general. Something at least full time. I like that.
What's
Then,
funny is long term, I want to do exactly that. I want to do sports analysis or sports broadcasting on the radio side or just through production side. I'm really passionate about sports. I'm really passionate about music. I want to be on both sides of it. I don't know which, but I love all sports here. I was in a talking about music. I was in an a cappella group in my university too.
Yeah. A cappella?
So yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Like what did you guys
I was
a
singing.
cappella? What songs though?
So like any song, but like we'd go on an app called
Backstreet Boys. A cappella. You know.
I mean, yeah, we do stuff like that. My favorite was we did For the Longest Time by Billy Joel.
Okay.
That song is like meant for a cappella, but we'd go into like there's an app called MuseCore.
Oh yeah, MuseCore.
Yeah. So and we'd make I mean, you can find a ton on there. But we'd make I guess songs. I don't know. Like we'd make like sounds. I guess. So we do tenor. So it's a tenor 1, tenor 2, and then baritone and bass, and we'd make songs based on that, and we'd make arrangements and stuff. So we'd all have parts, and we'd have a soloist, or we wouldn't have a soloist depending the song. Like
that's cool.
So and we'd go, yeah. So we did a Bruno Mars song, which was cool. I think we did like 24K Magic or something like that. It was fun.
That's funny. Jeez. Like were you guys like popular in that?
Yeah, we were pretty good. We do like performances on campus and stuff. I remember it's funny. I remember we did one with like the girl group on campus, and it was on my birthday, and I showed up in a suit.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, it's like ooh. And then after the performance, I come back to my dorm room, and my whole rowing team and a ton of my friends, like 30 of them, are packed into my little dorm.
Oh geez.
And it was fun. It was a really good time.
That's a vibe.
And then we went laser tagging.
Laser tagging? Did you go laser tagging in the suits?
No. I took off. Mind you, I was the only one in a suit.
What?
Yeah, which is the weird thing. I was the only one in a suit. Everyone told me they were going to dress up. They just wore button downs, but I went on a full suit and stuff.
My man pulled through.
I know.
I love that. So, like, what are some of your like favorite artists, Mike?
Favorite artists.
Favorite.
I would say the artist that has got me through lockdown is easily Kanye West. By far. Kanye has got me through lockdown. I bop Kanye, honestly, all the time.
Yo, did you vote for Kanye 2020?
No, I did not vote for Kanye.
Okay, next election, will you vote for Kanye if he runs?
Maybe.
Really?
Maybe. He's an idiot.
It's
but I love
funny
his music.
though. It'll be funny.
Apparently he made a song like a month ago and I never heard it, but with Da Baby and 2 Chainz, but I'm not gonna listen to it. Yeah, so his stuff, that especially his newer stuff, is not as good, I'd say. But the stuff like with like Kids See Ghosts, where he collabed with like Kid Cudi. Let me see who.
Kid Cudi's good.
Yeah, Kid Cudi's super talented.
Yeah.
But the whole Kids See Ghosts, all their stuff is really good. I'm trying to think what else. So that's the kind of like rap I like. Let me look at my favorite artists besides that.
I listen to a bunch as well. Like I listen to a little bit of No, I don't listen to Kendrick. Like
Kendrick's
Kanye,
cool though. I listen to Kendrick.
Kanye a little bit. Like the main
Lupe
rap.
is good, like
Yeah,
Lupe Fiasco.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
so the coolest thing I would say I've been to, well, this isn't rap, but
Yeah,
there was a concert I went to. You know the Eagles, right?
yeah. I know the Eagles.
Okay, so they did a concert at Madison Square Garden,
Oh yeah, Mad Square.
and this was right before the pandemic. So this is probably like in
Ooh,
February, and
jeez.
I
Okay.
or maybe January. I don't remember. It's
Hmm.
one of the cold months, and I went to it was a Hotel California concert, and
Yo.
no joke, they start off the concert, and it's literally this hot girl comes out, and she has like a vinyl player, and she has the album, and she like moves the thing over to start playing the vinyl, and it
Okay,
and then they start playing.
that's
They
great.
stay like the curtains open and they start rocking
That's
out.
cool.
So they play Hotel California. They play, and then so halfway through. I mean, if you listen to vinyl, you know you have to flip it.
Yeah,
So they stop halfway. She comes out. She
flips it.
flips the vinyl over. She
And
walks off, and they
continue.
continue.
That's
And,
great.
and then they get through the whole album. It's amazing. And then they say, "Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll be
Hmm.
right back." And they went on. They probably performed for like 4 hours. They're like 60s and 70s, and they
Damn.
rocked out. It was one of the most, and it was funny because the whole garden is full of these old people, like probably 50 and 60, older, a little younger, but they see me, and I was 20 at the time, and my friend, she's also 20 at the time,
Hmm.
and we're just jamming out the whole time, jamming on our feet the whole time,
That's
and
great.
they loved us. The whole section loved us.
That's
Because
great.
they see these young people listening to the
Beatles.
Eagles, knowing
Yeah.
every word, and they're like, "Okay, we like these people."
Dude, what was my last like I went to like some smaller bands and that like before COVID, but as for like big artists, I think the big artist that I went to was Alexis on Fire. That was in January,
Mm.
and that was a good concert. And those guys were like, because I was a photographer and everything, so it was like, yo, I got right up into their faces and everything. So,
I went to a Warp Tour,
oh, you
and I
went
think
to Warped?
in like 2019. So
Ooh.
so in 2018 they were supposed to be their last Warp Tour, and then the summer of 2019 they brought it back, and it was on the beach in Atlantic City,
Ooh,
and the whole concert was literally on the beach.
that's cool.
It was sick.
That is
It
cool.
was sick. Blink 182 performed. Uh,
Oh,
a Big Real Fish, like all the classics. It was so much fun.
damn.
This one group that I really love called Neck Deep,
Oh, Neck Deep.
and I love Neck Deep.
Neck
It's one of
Deep's good.
and they rocked it. Oh, it was so much fun.
Like, I want to go to so many festivals in like the
I
States. They have so
know.
many. And even overseas, like in Germany, Russia, there's good rock metal festivals as well.
I want to go to like the classics. I mean, like I want to go to like Woodstock, and
Woodstock would be
like
fun. Dude.
it's yeah, it's beautiful. I've never been to like the concert, but
Yeah.
I've been to the town of Woodstock.
Oh,
It's
really?
beautiful.
Hmm.
Yeah, I stayed up there in a cabin with my family actually. Like I would say like 3 months ago or so,
That's
and we
cool.
saw the whole town of Woodstock. It was like, I mean, it wasn't empty. Like there's a
Mhm.
lively population of hippies there, but
Hippies? What?
yeah, they're all hippies.
Oh,
They're all like
jeez.
70s old people, and they're all like jamming out, and like I mean, the stuff they did is like crazy compared to anything we do. Like they're
Dang,
all doing,
Woodstock.
yeah, in Woodstock. Oh my God, they would be tripping on whatever drug they could find.
Yeah, you could. There's so many stories about Woodstock, so it makes sense.
I mean, it's it's nice. I would definitely want to do that.
You want
I'm
to do
not.
drugs in Woodstock?
No, not the drugs. No, not the drugs.
Not the
No.
drugs. I'm kidding. I was messing with you,
I
Mike.
know. I would want to. I of course would want to go just to say, but it's not the same as it used to be. It's not like you have these amazing rock people just come on stage and just like blow the house down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see any concert. Honestly, I love concerts. I love listening to live music. I like smaller venue stuff mostly.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you guys have a lot of like closures for venues in New York or
yeah.
no?
So
Yeah.
so where my school is, it was up in Albany, and we had a ton of
A
stuff.
ton.
So we partnered with a lot of the venues, and we would bring our people in, and we'd sell like merchandise from the people who were on. I had a lot of fun at a lot of venues. We also did this thing. It was kind of underground. We kind of had this person's basement, which was massive, but we'd load it with like hundreds of us, and we'd essentially just mosh and listen to them like jam out, and it was fun.
Damn. That's
Yeah,
cool.
we called it Birdhouse. It was BYRD.
I've heard the Birdhouse. I've heard of that. I've heard the Birdhouse. Yeah. There are
cool.
There's the odd artist that talks about it that I listen to, and they're like, "Yo, have you played at the Birdhouse?" I'm like, "What?"
I don't know if it's the same Birdhouse. Hopefully it is.
It's New York, right? So
yeah. What?
I don't know.
That's so cool.
That is cool though.
That is cool. That made my day. Yeah. So it's cool. It's a lot of fun.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of just like this underground thing.
I don't have any there's underground stuff in my city, but like not music venues.
Stuff. I mean, but of course, all this stuff is paused because of Corona.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm in Brooklyn, so in Brooklyn there's tons of stuff.
Brooklyn, you could do whatever you want. Like Brooklyn's big.
Yeah, so I'm excited to, now that I'm 21, I'm excited to go and just explore it. And I don't have to worry about getting into a venue if I'm underage.
Right.
Like, I don't even want to drink. I just want to listen to music.
Yeah, I get that.
It's like, I love it. Like, and I always have to worry about, like, if I'll get let in or not. And it's like 90% of the time, I don't even, like, I don't have alcohol. Like, I barely drink. I'm not a big drinker, drug taker, or anything. But I just like jamming out, like vibing, dancing, having a good time with friends or random people. Do you know what's fun? And I recommend everyone here do it. If someone's made it this far through this episode with Mikey and I recommend doing this. This is probably the scariest thing you'll do, especially if you're female, but it's the most fun.
Female?
No. Hear me out. Go to a concert alone.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
No one does that, though. It's so rare that people do that. Go to a concert alone without anyone you know. Just go to a concert. It is one of the most humbling, most fun, most entertaining things I've ever done.
There's one concert that I've been to so many concerts alone in that, but the only concert I felt weird going alone was when I went to Fargo with my dad drove me and everything, and I went to Fargo, and it was just me going to the Fargo Dome to A Day to Remember, I Prevail, Beartooth Can't Swim. It was a great concert, but
that sounds great.
It was a great concert, but I just fell off because I was not near. Like, I didn't know the crowd. I didn't know how they acted, so it was kind of weird. And they are nuts down in Fargo. They are nuts. Like,
I mean, that type of music is fun. I mean, come on.
No, like legit, they are nuts down there because they were doing crowd walking. I don't know if you've heard of crowd walking. No? Okay, so basically, you know crowd surfing?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of crowd surfing, you're walking. You're walking. It's insane.
You drove all the way down to North Dakota?
Yeah, I drove down all the way to North Dakota because I wanted to see that concert. That
sounds like a fun concert, though. I remember talented.
Yeah, it was a great concert. This was back in October. So
yeah, see, October 2019. Yep.
Yep.
At the Shields Arena. Okay.
Yeah, it was a really good. Like, honestly, I don't know how to compare it to like a venue like with you, but like for us, it's like a venue that's. It's like essentially, it's only like a skating rink that they performed at. It's kind of cool.
That's cool.
It was really cool. I liked it.
That's actually cool.
Like, like a hockey rink or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah.
They performed it there. It was nice. I liked it. I would go back.
How far was that drive?
4-hour drive.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I know. Like, it's the only like venue that I could cross like the states with because it's not that long, but it's only a 4-hour drive.
Let's see how long it would take.
If I were to go to Minnesota, it'd take like 8 hours. I know that.
I mean, it would take me longer, but I would drive it, man. We should go to a concert one day together.
Dude, we should.
I'm down.
I'm down. I know I'm supposed to meet up with someone to go to one what is it? Portland? One day? One day,
Portland's all the way on the west coast.
I know, it's so far, but one of these days I'll go.
Though. I have a friend in is it Oregon?
Oregon?
I'm blanking on where my friend's from.
I have a couple friends.
I think he's in Portland as well.
Yeah, I'd rather like hang out with you for a concert though, because you're a concert fanatic, so it's more better for you.
I think the way I am at a concert is depending on who I'm with. So I kind of vibe off everyone else's energy. So like I can definitely mosh and I can jump around, but I usually go with people, especially like people who are smaller than me.
I'm not small, Mike.
I'm not saying you're small, but usually the people I go with, I have to look out for. So I keep them in front of me. I make sure they're being weird and touchy or trampling on them.
Oh, you're that kind of guy at concerts.
Yeah, making sure everyone has a good time. I look out for everyone, even random people, especially during moshing. But this last, so like this one kid, he was probably my age, but he was small and he ran into me. He trucked my ass. I didn't fall, but I was like, oh, really? Then he did it again when I wasn't looking. So I came back at him and I shoulder checked him so hard. He fell so hard and I picked him back up and I'm like, yeah, don't do that again. And I fucking continue dancing with my friends.
That's great.
Yeah, I make sure anytime someone falls in the mosh, I pick them up.
That's great.
You can't let someone get hurt.
Yeah, you can't. That's
the whole point of moshing is having fun.
Exactly.
So it's fun until someone gets hurt. So if you can prevent someone getting hurt, that's why I'm like, guys, hold up. Pick them up and let's go.
Let's go back into it.
Exactly. I like hop around. My favorite thing is to jump when I'm in the mosh. So I don't like running into people. I like standing in the middle and like tons of people flying into me.
I love that too. That's my favorite thing for like mosh. My favorite, and I've only mosh pit like twice my whole entire life. My first one, and this is my first experience, and I loved it, was with Papa Roach. And Papa Roach. Dude, it was so good. And like when I was in that concert, the final song, Last Resort, I was in the middle of the mosh pit. Jacob from the band was looking at me. I was singing Last Resort with him. He's like, hell yeah. And then the mosh pit went off when This Is My Last Resort. Boom. And then it went great. It was great shit. Awesome. It was so fun.
That sounds like fun. I love Papa Roach. That sounds like a fun concert. Where was that?
That was at the Brigham Cummings. That was like a couple years ago. But yeah. Okay. 2018, I think. But yeah.
That sounds fun. I'm not gonna lie. Moshing is a good time as long as you're with people.
Oh yeah.
As long as everyone's looking out for each other and being safe. Like, I remember was it at Warped? Warped, people were moshing, but it was really hot, like insanely hot. The band was throwing water at people. They had like water guns and they were squirting everyone in the crowd. It was so hot. It had to be like, I don't know the Celsius. For American viewers, I'll look it up though. It had to be like 95 Fahrenheit.
95 Fahrenheit, Jesus.
To Celsius. Let me see. So it was like 35.
35. Okay, that's not that bad.
No, but it was on the beach and everyone's crowded on each other.
Okay, now you can see. And you're in there for long periods of hours, right?
And it's not in anywhere. It's just you're literally the sun. It was on the beach and the sun was beating down on you.
Yeah.
So it was bad. Like people were having like heat stroke and stuff. Like,
did you guys get water from like the outside of Warped Tour?
There's the thing. You couldn't leave the venue. So they had water. They had limited amounts of cups, and they had and otherwise you had to buy a bottle, and the bottles were like, I don't know, probably like a couple bucks or $3 for a bottle of water, which is kind of ridiculous.
It is ridiculous,
especially when you're having a concert on the beach and it's hot out.
Like for us in Canada, this is what they've been doing recently, actually, for us in like long periods of hours for concerts like openers and that. They've been starting to, like, at the start of the pits, they've been handing out water bottles to people.
They should.
Yeah. It's nice and courtesy, at least for the venue, to do it.
They know people are drinking. They know people are dehydrated. They know people are getting sweaty. They know that people aren't drinking enough water. How much does it cost them to buy 5 cases of water?
Not that much.
Hand out, like, a couple hundred bottles of water. It costs, like, nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just for the safety of everyone else.
Mm-hmm. That's facts right there.
You want everyone to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, but I was gonna say this. So I'm blanking on who was there. It was some like pop, like kind of like edgy band.
Edgy. Oh no, edgy.
It wasn't Mayday Parade, but it was someone.
Mayday Parade's great. I was supposed to actually see them.
I love Mayday Parade.
I want to
Mayday
see
Parade.
them. Yeah.
Mayday Parade was like the first like alt rock, like kind of
pop punk
artist.
yeah,
like pop punk.
Yeah.
I got into. So I started playing that stuff, and then I started getting into other stuff. I love pop punk though.
Pop punk's great.
I'm blanking though.
Yeah, I was supposed to see them during like
I
what is
remember
it,
who it
March or April, but because of COVID, it got canceled. And that was gonna be actually one of my favorite concerts for like lineup wise. It was gonna be It was Point North, Grayscale, and Mayday Parade.
Parade,
yeah.
I don't know how I mixed up Mayday Parade and Sleeping with Sirens, but Sleeping with Sirens went on, and I saw them, and it was fun. It was great.
I want to see them.
But there was this kid and their like dad and her mom in the front row, like right in front of me, and the whole time people are moshing and they almost like kicking kid. But it wasn't even, so people were crowd surfing. No, sorry, they were crowd surfing and moshing, and these people were coming. And I said to the dad, I said, just stand like behind me, and nothing's gonna get past me. Like, I want to make sure you guys have fun.
Yeah.
So he has his kid on his shoulders, and I'm standing like every so often I see someone coming our way in the crowd surf where people are pushing, and I'm just like barrier. I want this kid to have fun.
Yeah.
Like threw the guitar pick at the kid. The kid's having a blast. The kid will remember that concert forever. The security guards are handing her like her water and stuff. Like,
good guy, Mike.
Yeah, man, everyone has to have fun.
Yeah.
And everyone was grateful for it at the end of the night. Like, he said thank you. I'm like, out there, but like that's how it has to be. Music is like something that it doesn't matter who you are, where you live. It speaks to everyone. I want everyone to have a good time at a concert.
Exactly.
And she like knew every word too.
Damn.
It was crazy. She was like 6 or 7, and she like knew every word. She knew every word. I was like,
honestly, I've met like a couple kids that like those big concerts and that. I'm like, how do you know all these words? And you're like,
because their parents grow them up on it.
Good parents.
Exactly. Good
Teach
parenting.
them greatly. Damn, I love it.
Exactly.
Final thoughts. Promote like a small artist or artist that you've been getting into recently.
That's a hard one. Let me look.
Mm.
While I look, what is the small artist you've been listening to recently?
No, I got a lot. Damn it.
Well, you put me on the spot. You could have told me about it.
I don't have like small artists, man.
They don't have to be small.
I don't know.
Okay, what is an artist you've been listening to then?
I'm looking too, Mike.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
I will say.
What do you like? What do you consider small then? At this point,
it doesn't have to be super small. I would say someone with like, I don't know, like,
I don't know. Oh, I know.
I was gonna say a couple 100,000 like streams a month.
This artist that I like really love when I see these guys live is one that I really want to like people know more about it. It's called Alone I Walk. They're more like pop punk, alternative rock, emo pop. I enjoy them. They're very nice. Great guys. Just a 2 artists or whatever. 2 guys in a band. Really great guys.
I'm gonna give them a listen, and let's see.
I'll probably get them on the podcast at one point in the future.
You should.
Yeah, well, probably. Maybe.
Damn, all these people I'm looking at. Let me see. Now you guys have way too many listeners. You're talking people with millions of listeners. That's not small.
I'm sorry, Mike.
It's fine. I'm just looking. Okay, this is a good band. Okay, there's this band. They get a little less than 1 million listeners. That's kind of too big.
That's still gonna be too big, but that's fine.
No.
That's fine though. You can shut them out.
No. We're gonna find someone. Okay, perfect. There's a group called The Palms. They're really talented. One of my favorite songs with them is called Levitate. It's really good. The Palms, I mentioned them before, like palms like this with an S.
Yeah.
Or palm tree. Super talented.
And yeah, I guess. What are their music genre, I guess?
Definitely like alt rock.
Alt rock, okay.
Let me see. They're weird. They're kind of like an abomination of everything. Hold on. The Palms have shifted towards creating music that is catchy as pop, yet melded with elements of blues, hip hop, rock, reggae. Yeah, they're like everything.
Reggae. Oh, jeez.
They do have a little bit of reggae, but it's not like reggae. But it's they make music what makes them happy. They don't like say we're this genre, so we'll play only this type of music. It's fun. I recommend that.
You get that.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, thank you so much. Shout yourself out. Like, shout out, like, all your social platforms or whatever you like to tell people about
So
you.
I'm Mike Me Up on all platforms except for Twitter. I believe Twitter. It's Mike Me Up.
Hmm.
ITS. Because Mike Me Up was already taken. It's usually like that.
I get that.
I keep on saying I'm gonna stream. I'm not gonna lie, I've been really busy, but you should expect some streams on Twitch for me, like consistent streams on Twitch for me. I'm excited. I broke your cherry for this cast, Mikey, and
Yeah.
we did. I think we had an interesting cast. Is there anything else you'd want to know about me before we leave?
Dude, I got nothing else for you. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're all good.
All right. And thank you, Mike.
That was fun talking, man.